Welcome back, everyone. The Watch Dad here, ready for my review of the Loci watches. First things first, I wanted to kind of introduce the company and what they stand for. I didn't get into it in my unboxing on the other video. If you want to look at that video before you get to this one and come back to it, feel free. But yeah, Loci, Latin for place, is pretty much why they named it Loci. Because the purpose of this company is to protect the places and people they love now and for generations to come. The brand Loci was born from the realization that places have power. They can affect the challenge and inspire us. They have something to tell us, but too many special places also have vulnerabilities that put them at risk. And who will protect them? It's them. They want to try and protect these places by donating 10% of it, all the profits from each watch to the Surfrider Foundation, which is a nonprofit that protects all the endangered beaches, animals here in California, if I'm not mistaken, which is pretty cool, especially because, like I said, I'm from California, and I think it's amazing that, I think it's the only watch company that donates 10% of their proceeds to a nonprofit. But yeah, the company was founded in 2021, launched its first line of watches in 2023, which is the Pacific Coast Highway. There's three variations of the Pacific Coast Highway: the Big Sur, the Monterey Bay version, and the Surfrider Beach version. The watches are designed, assembled, and inspected and tested here in the United States, with parts made in Switzerland and China and Hong Kong. Um, so now that we got all like the company things out of the way, I want to talk about specifics here. Movements. We have a Sellita SW200-1, um, which is for the automatic versions of the watch, which is what I have here. There's also quartz versions of these watches, which are powered by the Ronda 715, which are both Swiss made. And to be honest, I'm pretty happy that they use the SW 200 movements. It's kind of a breath of fresh air because nowadays you see a lot of like Miyota movements and things. You see a lot of like Seiko NH34 movements. So the fact that these are, Swiss movements that pretty much a lot of people use these movements, but uh, what comes to mind first is Christopher Ward. They use SW Solita movements, which is cool that Loci uses them too. Um, Dimensions, we have 39.5 millimeters uh, case size. Total height 10.8 millimeters, and lug to lug is 48 millimeters. We have a water resistance of 100 meters with a screw down crown. Stainless steel is 316L. The rubber strap is a FKM rubber. To be honest, I don't know what FKM rubber is, but it feels good. It doesn't feel cheap. It doesn't feel thin. It feels really, really sturdy. On the wrist, it feels good. As you can see here, it's well made. Nice rubber. The crystal is sapphire with anti-reflective coating. Lume Swiss X1 grade Super Luminova caseback artwork is done by Christian Schultz. And as you can see on the back here, you have a pretty cool outline here of the state of California. You go down, that's the Bay Area. You go down the Channel Islands. So yeah, and to be honest, when you feel this, it's kind of rugged. You can kind of feel like the cuts and all that. And you would think that by having it so kind of jagged, that it would bother you when it's on wrist. But honestly, you can't really feel the jaggedness of of the artwork here. So yeah, if you buy these, and you feel the back, don't be worried. But to me, honestly, you can't really feel this. So yeah, thoughts, guys. First, I'm gonna go on the Surfrider Beach Pacific Coast Highway version of the watch. Um, and just for some backdrop on the dial here, the Surfrider Beach dial is actually very sensitive to lighting. Um, Indoor, it's kind of hard to see like all the details of it. The dial's design is made from a photo of the beach where the waves meet the sand and create streaks from nearly white through tans to darks and browns. They spun the image 360 degrees to form the sunburst-like pattern and printed it out. And it's on like a matte texture dial. And honestly, yeah, I'm gonna throw some video and some photos here of it in the light, in daylight. It almost seems like the dial. You know when you go to the beach and you see like the wet sand, um, when the sun hits it and it just glimmers and it shines. That's what this dial looks like in the sun. It's crazy. Um, the only drawback of this dial though is that I think that unless you have it at like a perfect angle, you can't really read the writing of the Pacific Coast Highway text and the Loci logo on the dial. You have to almost have it like at an angle like that to see it. So I think, I'm not a designer. I don't know what color would have been better than the white, but maybe if they had like a different color, it might have stood out a little bit more. But as far as that, that's the only drawback I see of the dial is the white text. On the Monterey version, it's the contrast is perfect. You have deep blues and you have the white text, so you can see it perfectly. But over here, as you see, like over here with this lighting, you can see it pretty good. But if you go into like this angle, there you go. If you're in sunlight, it's really hard to see when you can see this one really good. So again, that's the only drawback of this dial is other than that, I don't really have anything bad to say about either of these watches. It was the text on this dial, and that's it really. The crown here, I like the fact that the date is actually a quick set date. At midnight, it turns right to the next date. The crown, the winding it's nice. It's not hard. It's not too easy. It's pretty much perfect. Screw down crown, push it in, give it a couple twists, and it's in there. Also, what I wanted to talk about was when I first saw the price of these watches, which I believe they're $1,050, opposed to the I want to say 675. I hope I'm right about that for the quartz versions, which they also have. Um, I thought to myself, for $1,000, you might have wanted to make the watch with a steel bracelet, right? But now that I had them on and I wore them, and if you guys have seen any of my videos before, you know that I'm like particular with bracelets. I don't like a cheap made bracelet. I don't like cheap bracelets. So I think it's kind of good now that I think about it that these don't have bracelets because or steel bracelets. Not that if they had them, they would be cheap. I don't know. Maybe they'd be great bracelets. I don't know. But if these were made with steel bracelets, and I didn't like them, I would have hated to have put a knock like that on these watches because of the bracelets, being steel and not being how I like them. But so I'm kind of glad that these are with rubber bracelets, so that I don't have to say anything bad about the bracelets of these watches, if that makes sense. So, and then talking about the Monterey version, I know there's another review out there out. This dial signifies Monterey Bay. And as you can see on the dial, the 3D, I hope you can see it. The dark blue outer ring um, signifies the canyons of Monterey Bay, which I believe go down like 12,000 feet. And yeah, this dial is so cool because of the it's 3 dimensional and the waves. It's amazing, you guys. Yeah, these watches, you're not gonna regret it. So nitpicking, just, if I had to find something else wrong with them, just personal preference, is the date windows. They're in for these watches, I believe they're in the perfect position at the 6 o'clock, but I wish they were just a little bit bigger. Maybe if the date window reached up to where it said highway on each of them, that would make it nice and easier to see. I mean, you can read them, but it would just be a little bit better, I believe, if they were just bigger. Another thing is, if you know me, I love loom, and I wish, again, nitpicking. Um, I wish the seconds had was somehow loomed. Maybe if they would have put the little loci, little, what is it, like a little trapezoid uh, shape on the end of the seconds hand, maybe, and had that loomed. That'd be kind of cool. But again, just nitpicking. Yeah, I mean the colors of the second hand on each are cool. I like the kind of like turquoise over here, the deep blue on this one. So yeah, but again, that's just me nitpicking, trying to find something not wrong, but just to say something bad about the watch when there isn't. But just that, and let me think. Yeah, we're gonna do some loom shots for you guys. See, the looms are different colors, so we're gonna do that. I'm gonna charge it up for you guys here with the black light. As you can see, this one's gonna be green. This one's gonna be blue. There you have it. Nice green loom on the Monterey Bay. Nice blue loom on the Surfrider Beach version. And there we go as the computer fades out. Perfect timing, right? Yeah, the loom, it's bright. It's not San Martin, like it's not crazy loom, but the loom is very, very good and it lasts all night. So you will not have a problem reading this watch all night. If you wake up at 4 in the morning and you want to check the time, you will definitely be able to read it. So that's pretty much it, guys. Yeah, fantastic watches. Brilliantly made. Nothing really bad to say about them. If you're into micro brands and you wanted some watches, I would definitely recommend these. And if you're in California and you love California and you don't mind spending a little bit of money, 10% of it goes to a nonprofit to help protect the places we love here in California. So yeah, with that, this is it for these reviews. I want to thank Trip for sending this to me and let me wear them and review these for him. Yep. Until the next time, take care, guys.